Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Brian and Bria. If you're new, welcome, and if you're coming back, hey girl.
Oh, baby, I said everything. Nobody told you, baby, you're precious. I've been with you so long. Yes, I done rolled it.
So today's video is going to be a lash chat. I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey becoming a lash tag, things I wish I would have known as a beginner, tips, and things of that nature. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. This November, wait, this next month. Okay, so next month I am going to make 3 years of being a lash tech, and I know, like, that's a really long time, and honestly I didn't even realize that it's been that long. It really hasn't felt that long, but it has. And basically what inspired me to start, I first started like 2021, I believe, right after COVID happened. I had tried to go to college. Well, I did go to college. I went to college for 1 year, my freshman year, and I needed just that 1 year to know that I was not it wasn't fit for me. Like, not even that it wasn't fit for me, but I just knew that it wasn't what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't feel it in my spirit that, you know, I felt strongly about this. Honestly, my like dream job before like doing what I do now was to be a veterinarian, because I love animals. If you know, you know, I love animals. But basically I was going to school to be that, and I went to Georgia State, but you know, my year that I graduated was COVID year. It was 2020. So senior year was messed up, freshman year was messed up, all of it was a mess. Like, I didn't get a real senior year, I didn't get a real freshman year. Like, I didn't get much of the experience of college at all. I didn't even go on campus. I did all my school online. In my senior year I did online school because I hated my high school, and all my friends were like the year above me, so when it was just my class, I was ready to go. So I did online school so I can graduate. So I graduated 3 months early, and I was already out of school basically when COVID happened. But when COVID happened, I was in school and I was trying to do online, and I just wasn't motivated. Like, I already did it my high school year, like my senior year, so I was just over online school, and I wanted to go to college for the experience. Okay, I was trying to be outside, I was trying to meet the guys. Like, I know that's not the mindset you're supposed to be having, but you know, everybody want to have fun they freshman year. Like, I wanted that college experience, but I didn't get that. So I was feeling really unmotivated. And like, since I was in like 9th grade or so, I always used to play in makeup and such, and people were telling me, like, you know, you should try doing this, you should try doing that. And I'm like, somebody told me that they think that I should start doing lashes, and I'm like, that might be a good idea. Like, I don't know, that seems good. I don't want to do hair, I don't want to do do nails. So it's like, we'll see. I started looking more into it, and it was interesting to me. So I took my first college refund check, and guess what I did? Pay for that class. I did, and I have no shame about it. So I did that for a class, and basically in the class I only got taught classic. Like, I didn't learn hybrid, I didn't learn volume, I didn't learn mapping and all of that stuff. So I just learned the basics basically, and I taught myself everything else. So honestly, in my beginning journey, I was terrified to start doing real people, not the mannequin. Like, I was terrified. It took me, let me see, I got my certificate, I want to say September, and I didn't start doing people until November. So this is my first tip for lash takes. If you're just starting or whatever the case may be consistent. Like, that's really, I feel like, the only reason as to why I got good when I got good. Like, because when I first started with volume and everything else, like I told y'all, I didn't start off with learning volume and hybrid. I taught myself that. So when I first started to upgrade from classic, I started using easy fans. And when I tell y'all, let me hold your hand when I say this, do not use easy fans. Don't do it. Do not do it. It's a big no. Don't do it, because number one, let's get into it. Number one, they suck. Number 2, they suck. Number 3, they suck. And number 4, they suck. Because they're just not good. Like, don't use them. The base is way too thick. You can't really make a fan like how you would, and it doesn't make your set look as natural as you would want it to. The base is very blocky. Like, it's very, very, very blocky. It's very wide. It doesn't look good. So don't do it. Like, and they pop off easily. They can't wrap around the natural lash like they should. The retention isn't going to be great for your clients. Just don't do it. Save yourself the time. Let me help you. But basically, with consistency, yes, you have to be consistent. You have to learn. That's the only way that you get good at something, is when you keep practicing. So I practiced for a good 3 months before I actually started to do, you know, clients. And when I finally felt confident enough, that's when I first started. That's my second tip, because when I used those, I just could tell the difference from when I was using those and I started making handmade fans. So my third tip is to use self-made fans. Use fans that are handmade, because they're way more natural. You can get the base to be thin and to wrap around the natural lash, and they just look way better than how easy fan lashes would look. And I can tell, like, I'll insert pictures from when I first started, what a set looked like with easy fan compared to when I did it with handmade fans. So that is my advice to you all first, because it was better off that way. Honestly, I get a lot of questions about, like, you know, how do I gain clientele, how to da 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 da. And basically, I know how to answer that question, but at the same time I don't, because luckily, by the grace of God, ever since I first started, I always had support and clientele, thank God. But yeah, I never really struggled to get clientele. Like, once I first started, I never had a week off. Like, I swear, I never had a week off, and that's amazing. And I want that for you all as well. But most of the people that I started off with when I was in high school, well, I just graduated high school, but most of the people that I did in the beginning were from my high school. So, you know, you want to start your prices pretty low when you're practicing, because you don't want to go out the, like, you know, jump off the porch and be like $100. You don't even know what you're doing, girl. You don't even know what you're doing, sis. So slow down. I think I started off with like $30 to $50, somewhere around there. But yeah, I would say, you know, you can start charging your worth when you start knowing your worth. That's what I say. Because when I didn't know my worth, I was not charging that much, because I'm like, listen, girl, I don't know how that's gonna turn out. So I don't even, you know, my thing for gaining clientele, it's like, when I say consistent, I mean being consistent with everything, with your business, with posting, with clientele. Like, you really want to make sure that you're consistent, because me, myself, that's something that I'm back learning from square one all over again. Because personally, on a real note, like, I feel like I got too comfortable with my job, like, you know, just expecting stuff. And you can't expect stuff, because being an entrepreneur is always up and it's down. It's always going to be up and down. You're going to have great times, you're going to have bad and low times. So you need to make sure that you're being consistent, because I got too comfortable with, like, oh, they're gonna book. Like, you know, I would open my bookings one day every single month, and I would open my books, and when I tell you, as soon as I open my books, my whole month would be booked up almost in a day. And I would make about like $1,000 just off of deposits and stuff alone. But now it's a little bit slower, because I have not been consistent. It's on me. I have not been consistent in posting. I have not been consistent with what I'm supposed to be. So please, y'all, listen when I say this. To be consistent, do not get too comfortable. You need to be consistent. After I started using handmade fans, that's when I started to see a difference. And matter of fact, I'm gonna insert the pictures, but I'm gonna show you all myself about, like, exactly what it looked like, because it was scary. I'm not gonna lie, it was very scary. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all Morgan. That's another thing, like how I was saying, to know your worth, you also want to stand on boundaries with clients. Y'all, please stand on boundaries. Have boundaries and set your standards, because people will try to get over on you. And I'm one of those people who are overly nice, and I've said it before, but I have, like, you know, social anxiety, so it's kind of hard for me to speak up for myself sometimes. Not all the time. Somebody got me messed up, yeah. But no, you have to like stand on business. Basically, that's my third tip. Stand on business. When you do come out with their prices, stand on it. When you have certain policies and certain rules in your policies, stand on it, because people are going to try to get over on you. This is your career, this is your business, you have to treat it as such. People are going to try to get over on you, and you cannot go for that. You have to set your boundaries. I have been one of those to where I had to learn that myself personally. Mini story time. Y'all, I have some crazy lash tech stories I can honestly tell y'all. My clients, they know firsthand. I have been through some ish. And it's honestly crazy. But honestly, wait, before I even get into that, y'all, look at my lips. This lip combo is it. And I finally, like, you know, I usually get my lip liners and my lip gloss from the beauty supply. But I had this girl reach out to me, and she wanted to send me some lip gloss and her liner. And when I tell y'all, this lip gloss, what is her name? Her name is Lyric Cosmetics. And this is the brown liner. And her I'll put it below, but I just keep staring at my lips. I'm sorry, I had to take a break from that real quick because yes, like, I love this lip combo. I had this client, right? And basically, she was an older lady. She was about 30, 40, somewhere around there. This is just, it's PTSD even thinking about it. But basically, she came to me. It was her first time, and this was like maybe a year or going on my second, maybe. I don't know. It was like when I first started to get like really good for real, and I was like up on it. And she came to me. She wanted a specific set, and I only had her that day. So I asked her, you know, that's when brands first started sending me like, you know, glues to try, this and that. So I had a glue that I needed to try and promote. So I told her, like, you know, would it be okay if we tried this glue on you, and if it's bad, then you can come in for a free fill? And she agreed. So I did them, and a little after a week, she hit me saying that the retention wasn't good and could she come in. So, you know, I agreed. And this is why I say to stick to your policies. Me being nice, and that's another thing, don't be doing stuff just to be nice. Like, okay, for your regular clientele and people you know, you can, you know, I'm sorry if I keep touching my hair, y'all. It just, I be trying to make it look like my hair be looking so flat. But anyways, so yeah, this is why I say to stand on business about your policies and such. Do not just go against the grain and be, you know, being nice to people just because, or if something is your fault. You're already accommodating them by, well, I was already accommodating her by, you know, giving her a free filling regardless of whatever the case may be, because my policy is that, you know, after 24 hours, it's really not my problem. You got to tell me if your lashes is coming out or whatever the case may be. But me being nice, and I know that, you know, the glue or whatever the case may be, I didn't know if it really was good or not. So we scheduled for her to come back. What, it was on a Friday, and we scheduled for her the following Monday. I didn't charge her a deposit. Normally I would do that, and I suggest you all to do deposits, but don't even call it a deposit, call it a booking fee. I usually charge a booking fee. This is to let, you know, your clients know that this amount of money you can use to secure your spot. And I did not do that being nice, because even if I reschedule somebody, I still charge a deposit, because you want to ensure that they're going to come and they don't ghost you or whatever the case may be. So I didn't charge a deposit because I'm like, you know, it's my fault. I feel bad. Let me just, you know, just come in on Monday, girl. Don't even worry about it. Wrong mistake. And doing that, Monday came, and mind you, I had to rearrange my whole schedule just to fit her in that day. And that day came, and I'm sitting here like, you know, waiting on her. 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, and then I look at my phone, and she texts me, and she's like, hey girl, we think we could do another day? I don't feel like coming. You don't feel like coming? Girl, I don't feel like being here either, but I'm here and I'm doing it for free. I don't feel like being here either. But it's just the fact that, like, girl, like, you couldn't even say, like, you know, can we do another day? Let's just reschedule. But you don't feel like coming? Are you serious? For a free set? Girl, I'd be on my way in 0.5 seconds. But that's besides the point. So she says that, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I just rearranged my whole entire schedule. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, this would have never happened if she paid a deposit. I promise you she would have came if she paid for some. But that's not the case. So I replied back to her and told her basically if she wanted to rebook, she was going to have to pay a deposit. Not for the whole entire service again, but she was going to have to pay. And she did not like that. When I tell y'all, this lady was blowing up my phone. She was sending me voice messages. I wish I still had it, honestly. I probably do, but I'm not even going to look for that. But yeah, she was cussing me the out. When I say the out, I mean the out. Like, she's like, you dumb, you and thought that I was finna pay you something when da 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 da, you dumb little girl. Like, she was going hard. I'm just sitting here like, all because I told you you have to pay a $20 deposit. Like, okay. And after I explained to her like a kindergarten what I meant, because she was thinking that I meant she has to pay for a whole nother set. Never said that. I said the deposit to ensure that you're coming. And after that, after she cussed me out like that, I'm like, oh no, I don't even feel comfortable with you coming back in my face. Like, no, I don't want you coming back here. So I blocked her. Yes, I did, and I have no shame about it, because if I don't feel comfortable servicing somebody, that's another thing. You do not have to service anybody. You don't have to service, did y'all catch that? Anybody. You service who you're comfortable with. If somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, bye. You know, we live in Atlanta. You know how many lash techs there are? It doesn't even matter if you're not in Atlanta. In your city, period. You know how many other service providers are? You don't have to put up with that mess. Send them their money back and go, let them go on about their way. So basically, yeah, I blocked her. And she came back to me from her page, started talking crazy on Instagram, blocked that account. She made another fake account, blocked that account. It was just like, why do you keep harassing me? Like, we live in Atlanta, girl. There's plenty of lash techs you can go to. Why do you keep harassing me? So basically, months went by, right? Like, months. Do y'all hear that? Months. I ain't never thought about this lady. I honestly forgot about her. And then a random day, like, I just looked at my clients that I have for the day, because I'm like, I wonder who all I have. So I'm looking who I have left, and then I see the name, and I'm like, this name looks familiar. It was that lady, and it was 5 minutes before her appointment, and I couldn't even cancel her if I wanted to, because it's like, she already here. So I'm like, okay, it's been some months. Let's just see if she's calmed down. Like, you know, did not calm down. She did not calm down. So she came back, right? And she's acting all like jolly, like everything's good. Like, hey, how are you doing? You know, spilling tea about her life and stuff. And I'm just like, okay. And she wants a whole nother set. Mind you, this is months later. That free fill has been gone 3-4 months ago. 3-4 months ago. So me still being nice after she done cussed me out on my phone with voice messages and everything else, I offer her a discount after she's done with her set. Mind you, this is a whole nother set also. When she's done with her set, she looks at them and she's like, you know, oh, I love these, thanks, I'm gonna tip you. And I'm like, tip me? Girl, you gonna pay for this set? What do you mean? So we get into it because I said that, and it took a lot for me to say that, honestly, because I'm really not a confrontational person when it comes to terms like that. Like, okay, if somebody try me, but it's just like, I don't know, this is a lot for me. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, it's too much for me. Like, so yeah, I'm like, no ma'am, like, you have to pay for this set, but I'm gonna give you a discount for the inconvenience as last time, your last visit. When I tell you, she starts screaming at me. She's like, bitch, I told you. Da, da, da. I'm like, ma'am. She wasn't going for it at all. Like, she was like, why would I pay you? Da, da, da. Like, she's screaming, making a scene. Mind you, I work in a suite with other people. I'm like, ma'am, can you please lower your voice? Like, there's other people working here. She's like, I don't give a I'm like, okay, this is too much. So I'm like, okay, either you can pay, and mind you, this is before I even had the prices that I have now. I think her remaining balance might have been like $80-$90, and I was charging her $50. And she was not having it. So I'm like, okay, ma'am, you can leave and pay me, or I'm gonna charge your card. I just did a service for you. And she said she wasn't paying me. So I'm like, okay, I don't want no more drama, just go. And guess what I did? I charged that card, because why would I not? Like, you came to me, I did a service 3-4 months later, still offered you a discount, and you got a whole nother set, not even a filling at this point, and say you're not paying me for the service. Like, anyways, so that happened. Months went by. Blocked her again, because the thing with Acuity is, if you block somebody, they can book again, because if they use a different email or whatever the case may be. So blocked that too, and I didn't hear from her for a couple months. Then my rent lady calls me, the suite owner. She calls me and she's like, you have a client here. And mind you, this is in the morning, and luckily I was already on the way to work, but I didn't have another client for like another 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm like, did my client come early? Like, so I get there and she's like, you know, in the lobby waiting for me. And I'm like, the lady, by the way, not my client, the lady. I'm like, huh, what are you doing here? Mind you, it's early as crap in the morning. I was out all night at the club, still had crust in my eye. I was tired, hungover, ready to go home, and I just got there. And then I see her, and I'm like, I just know this is gonna be some BS. She gets about the chair. She's like, you thought you was finna run off with my $50? Da 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 da. And I had to get MARTA to get here. You gonna pay for my MARTA fare too, bitch? Da da. I'm like, is this real? Like, is this real life? All because I charged her. Is this real? So yeah, basically I got harassed for months, and then she like was starting to beat me up. She's like, I'm from Baltimore. You don't know, I'll do something to your ass. And I'm like, ma'am, you're like how old? I was like 18, 19 at the time. I'm like, girl, I'm like half your age. Like, why are you? Yeah, she started going hard about that $50. She was mad, but I was mad, because why have you been harassing me for, this is going on for 6 months. 6! It's sickening. But basically, I told all of that to say, stand on business about your business. Stand on business about your business. That's my other tip. So definitely something I wish I would have learned as a beginner, just to know, because even when you start off like at home base, like, people will not treat your business as a business because you're home based. People was ringing my doorbell 30 minutes before, waiting in my living room for their ride, just, you know, a lot of stuff. So it's like, you know, treat your business as such and be professional and stand on your policies. Do not just be all willy-nilly giving out free this or nice this or doing that. Like, don't go over your head for anybody. I mean, unless, you know, you're regulars, you know. But just in general, please stand on business about your business. Another thing is content. So content is really important, y'all, because this is what people look at to book you in the first place. You want your page to be nice, neat, organized. Like, you can look at mine. You want it to be, you know, a certain theme. You don't want to have just people looking like, girls looking like they crying, snotty nose, red eyes. Like, you want it to be very pretty, prestige, like, you know, just nice, something to look at. And another thing that can help with content, this is what I feel like truly helped me, is brand ambassadors. Invest in a brand ambassador. You can have 1, you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, however many you feel like you need to have. I started off with 1 brand ambassador, and then I grew from there. But yeah, I'm working stuck it out since the beginning, y'all. Matter of fact, let's see if we can go to it and see what her first set ever looked like. Mind you, when I first did this set, I knew this was easy fans too, but I had them way too long. She wasn't even wearing lashes then, and she was terrified, and I was terrified also, because when she opened her eyes, I'm like, those are way too big. Like, those are way too big. They was touching her eyebrows. I'm like, Oh, this is not good. So I said, oh, so y'all, actually I didn't start in 2021. I started in 2020. What? Oh my god, I did not even realize that. So it's about to be 4. No, that can't be right. That cannot be right. There's no way. Oh my god, I did start. I have not been doing lashes for 3, y'all. I'm about to do them for 4 years. No, that's crazy. I gotta get my life together. Leave these hoes alone. Cause what? 4 years. And the crazy part is, I don't feel like I've accomplished anything, and I don't want y'all to feel like that. That's why I say don't get comfortable, y'all. Like, please don't be like me. But this was her. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at her face because I can just tell, I know by her face, that she was not liking these. She did not like these at all. Yeah, they were like way too big. But basically, that's what it looked like when I was using easy fans. And then when I started migrating to self-made fans, handmade fans, I'm sorry, that's when you can actually tell a difference for real. Brand ambassador is very important. I remember my first ever viral video. I'm about to show y'all that as well. This is also when I first started getting into the why do I keep saying self-made fans? Handmade fans. And this video, I didn't even put, like, I think I put a caption and I posted that like while I was servicing, and my phone was blowing up. That was my first ever viral video. I was so surprised. Like, actually, so I could change this. Do you rap or do you tweet? Cause I can't tell, get in the booth. Do you rap or do you tweet? Cause I can't tell, get in the booth, bitch. Period. That's at 8 though. Like, it ate bad, and that's what really turned my business up. That's why I say content. I got 2.2 million views on there and 588.3 thousand likes. That's my most liked video, most seen lash video I've ever created, and it's one of my favorite sets also. But that's why I say that content and having brand ambassadors are really important. Get somebody that is good to look at and do their lashes and do pretty sets on them. Pretty girls with pretty lashes, people love to see that. So you want to make sure that you are, you know, investing in your business that way as well. You want to make sure that you're doing content, and please post consistently there too. Content and consistent go together. And I slacked off so bad, y'all, and then I started sitting here like, oh my god, why am I shadow banned? I'm shadow banned. No, girl, you fell out the algorithm because you wasn't posting. So don't be like me. Post your content. I don't care if it's old sets, new sets, blue sets, red sets, it don't matter. Post it. So that's another thing that I feel like helped me out with my business. And you really want to invest in a good glue, a good bonder, and good, you know, supplies, period, as well. You want to make sure that your lash bed is comfy. I have a lash mattress on top of mine. I have a good light. I had a ring light at first, but once my ring light fell on a couple of clients, I got rid of that super fast because we don't need no lawsuits around here. But I just, yeah, I feel like the light that goes, like, you know, above is better. So I invested in that as well. And you want to make sure that you invest in your area too. You want to make sure that it's very nice, very clean, sanitized, and looks pretty. Like, you know, people come to you to look even prettier, and they want to come somewhere nice to do so. So you want to make sure that you really invest in your business. Like, take this serious, y'all, because I feel like in the beginning I took it as a joke. Like, not even a joke, but I just thought of it like a hobby or something. I wasn't really investing, or I was getting too comfortable. Like, I would have the mindset like, okay, like, I can worry about that later. I can do that later. I can do that later. And then later has turned into what, 4 years now about to be? You want to make sure that you are taking your business serious, because I did not, and I regret that. And you don't want to have any regrets. And I'm not going to say I regret that, but I'm learning from it. That's what I'm going to say. I'm learning from it, because you always think that tomorrow is promised, and when I tell y'all that tomorrow is not promised, it's literally the thought of, you know, you're taking advantage. Basically, you're taking advantage because tomorrow's not promised, and you're just already like having the audacity to think that you can or able to do that tomorrow. There's people who died tonight thinking that tomorrow was going to happen for them. So you have to seize every opportunity that you have, and you have to put yourself out there, and you cannot get too comfortable. You need to stay on your feet, you need to be consistent, and you need to work hard. And when I say work hard, of course you're supposed to work hard with your business, but make sure that you take you time as well. Please take you time as well. Do not overwhelm yourself with your job, because you're going to burn out. And I realized that because when my business was booming, I really was not taking the time for myself. I worked 7 days a week, Sunday to Sunday, like every single day. I had about 6-7 people a day. I took weekends off, but then even then I was doing 6-7 people every day. Like, I was burnt out. The money was great. It was great. Don't get me wrong, it was great. It was great, but you want to make sure that you're taking care of you as well. You cannot let your job consume you. You have to have a work-life balance. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, if you're working at Target, the gas station, the CEO. It doesn't matter. You have to make sure that you're taking care of your mental as well, because if you do not, you're going to fall short. And I feel like that's what happened with me, because I let my job consume too much of my life, to a point where it was like, you know, I didn't really get to do anything like in my spare time. I didn't have hobbies. I woke up, went to work, came back home, prepared for the next day to go to work, and that's all I was doing. And I didn't get to have fun. And when I got to have fun, I was having too much fun and forgot about my job. So it's like, you really want to make sure that you balance your life. Y'all know you all's life best. So you want to make sure that you create the best work-life balance for yourself, to take care of your mental, to just take time, because it's also a thing of like, you know, your personal life. Like, you have to take care of things in your personal life as well as your business, and you don't want it to be overwhelming. So you definitely want to make sure that you take time to yourself, because I definitely have been there where I burned myself out, and it's just like, why did you do that? So that's another thing I feel like you should do also. Another tip I'm going to say is to be open to learning. Like, not even once you take your lash class, that doesn't have to be the end of you learning, because that wasn't the end of me learning. I had to learn mapping. I had to learn like how to customize my sets, because that is that is my number one thing with creating lash sets, is to customize them to your client's lashes. Not everything looks good on everybody. Not the same lengths look good on everybody. If somebody shows you a set that you did on someone else and they want that, and they have a different eye shape, or you feel like it wouldn't cater to their eye shape, customize it to where you feel like it would fit their eye shape with the right length, or whatever the case may be. Because everybody's eye shape is different. Everybody's lashes are different. Some are straight down, some are curled, some are like, you know, so you have to make sure that you customize your lashes to your clients, because if not, it's not going to be flattering. I feel like lash extensions are meant to enhance your eyes, not to hide them, anything like that. So you want to make sure that you stay open to learning new techniques, watching videos. I feel like that's all I was doing when I was learning how to, you know, customize other sets besides classic. Like, I was in my zone with learning, and I will create a more detailed video. I'm actually probably going to drop a lash with me video this week, so I'm going to go into more detail regards of mapping and such, because that is very important when you're creating lash sets, and application and such as well. I'm definitely going to touch up on all of that. So you never stop learning. Even though you think like, you know, you've mastered something, you can never, well, you can master something technically, but like, it takes a lot for you to get there, and it takes a lot of learning. So please be open to learning. Don't ever think just because you're up there that you don't need no help, you don't No, you can always be open to learning. Always be open to learning. Another tip is to build relationship with your clients. You know, it's good to have new clients and such as well, but you want to make sure that you're being good to your clients, you're being nice to your clients, and that, you know, you're building a relationship with them, because these are people who are trusting you with their eyes. They are, you know, keeping your business booming. They're the ones who are keeping your business going and keeping it thriving. You want to make sure that you have built a relationship and a connection with people to where they want to keep coming back. Like, okay, your work is nice, but you had a bad attitude. I don't want to come back. You did nice, but your room was dirty. I don't want to come back. I was trying to have conversation with you and you were just being standoffish or whatever the case may be. I don't want to come back. So you want to make sure that your clients come back, okay? You want to make sure and ensure that, you know, you're having good customer service. So everything that I'm speaking of is from my personal journey, honestly. These are all things. This isn't one of those videos where it's like, you know, people buy my ebook, da 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 da. Like, no, I genuinely want to inspire people and to help people and let them know that you're not alone. Like, and don't compare yourself. That was another thing that I really feel like I did in the beginning and still kind of do to this day. But you don't want to compare yourself to anyone. Everyone's journey is different. And a lot of times in the beginning when I was looking at other lash techs, I'm like, dang, like, why don't my sets look like that? Or why aren't I good as them? And you have to remind yourself, these people have been doing stuff for 2, 3, 4 years. You was doing it for how long? 2, 3, 4 months. Like, give yourself grace. You have to give yourself grace. And you cannot compare yourself, your work to anyone. Because everyone does lashes. And that was another thought that I had in my head. Like, everybody does lashes. Like, my business isn't going to blow up. Why should, like, everybody does the same thing? But the thing is, everybody may do, you know, the same thing, but people have different niches. People have different styles of lashes. Not everybody's styles look the same. So stand out. Learn what makes you you. Literally, learn what makes you you and what makes your sets different. So master that. I really want to touch up on, like, you know, overcoming setbacks, like, with resilience, basically. Like, there is, like I said before, going to be times where your bookings are slow, where your content isn't doing as well, or, you know, just tough moments, period, during your time. And I want to be the one to tell you to push through. Do not give up. You found yourself on this journey. God gave you this calling for a reason. You cannot give up on that just because times get tough. Trials are literally meant to push us harder. They're meant to keep our faith going and to, you know, just trust God. You have to just trust God. Literally, that's all I can say, because I'm going through that right now, literally. Like, you know, like I was saying before, I keep saying that, I'm sorry, but as I was saying, like, bookings, like, I got too comfortable, and I can admit that. Like, I really want to share my story with you all, because I really feel like if I could tell myself this from the beginning, that it would have saved me from a lot of trouble. Do not get too comfortable, because your business is not promised. Nothing is promised. So you want to make sure when you're going through tough times or whatever the case may be, whether it's slow bookings, whatever the case may be, you want to make sure that you stay consistent. You cannot give up because things are hard. Like, you go to the gym and you keep working because you want an outcome of something. If you know you want an outcome of your business, you have to work for it. And you have to make sure that even in times that are tough, you have to stick through it. And I'm literally going through that at the moment. Like, my bookings are not as filled as they used to be. My content doesn't go as viral as it used to, because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. But now that I've learned that, I'm working to get back to that point. You cannot be discouraged. If you become discouraged, you cannot stay in that place. Do not stay in that level of mind. You have to pray and you got to get on your stuff, you know. So I really would tell my, like, beginner self that despite the process, the beauty industry, you're gonna have setbacks. Like, you're definitely going to have setbacks, and that's just in any job in general. But you have to come out on top of that. Their setbacks are literally a part of the process. Nothing is perfect. I just watched this sermon the other day. I love watching this pastor. His name is Pastor Mike Jr. and he has a sermon called I'm On One. I suggest y'all to go check that out, because it definitely shifted my mindset. And I swear, like, you get picked, processed. Matter of fact, let me get my book. Hold on. Had to get my prayer journal, because I ain't gonna quote none, I ain't gonna show y'all. So basically, he was saying, you know, success. Like, success is not material things. It's not what you drive. It's not what you live in. Oh, my camera's dying. No. Basically, he was saying you are picked, processed, and positioned. All these trials are meant to help your process. Like, they're a part of the process for you to get in position to, you know, be what you want to be in life. So you cannot take these setbacks as in completely giving up or failing. You cannot do that. So I really just hope, I'm telling all lash techs out there, I know it's hard, I know it is from personal experience, but do not give up if it's something that you're truly passionate about. I want to just keep having faith in your vision. Like, I really would not be where I am or keep trying to go if I did not have faith in my vision. You have to believe it and you have to be passionate about it. So I'm definitely going to come out with a more detailed video with Lash with me as far as, you know, mapping and products and such. But I just really want to help people understand that, you know, you're not alone.